Welcome to Ely Outfitting Company. I'm Jason, and we are thrilled to help you have a successful Boundary Waters canoe trip. Our ultralight Kevlar canoes are the best boats for Boundary Waters travel. But because they're so lightweight, they require some extra care. So in this video, we'll show you some tips and tricks for caring for your Kevlar canoe. The big picture concept to keep in mind is this. Kevlar canoes are extremely strong as long as they're totally floating in water, but they're somewhat fragile if they're grounded. So the number one rule of Kevlar canoe care is you must only have weight in the canoe when it's completely floating in water. The main time this is an issue is when canoes are launching or arriving to land. To ensure your canoe doesn't scrape rocks near shore, use the wet foot method. As you arrive to shore, you never want to go ramming speed, even if it is a sand beach. Instead, think parallel parking. Align your canoe parallel to the shoreline when it's most likely to be shallow. One paddler steps 1 foot out of the canoe, finds firm footing in the shallow water, and then stands directly up and out of the canoe, followed by the rear paddler. Then, unload the canoe while it's still floating. Finally, while the canoe is still in the water, lift it to your shoulders and carefully walk out of the water using caution with slippery rocks. When you reach the far side of the portage, walk directly into the water, roll the canoe off your shoulders, and gently set it into the lake. Just remember, you never want to have any part of your canoe on land while you're loading it. If you're staging a canoe on land while doubling back for the rest of your gear, make sure it's well off to the side of the portage and out of the way of other travelers. When it comes time to launch that canoe, carry it into the water. Keep in mind, never drag your canoe over rocks, land, beaver dams, or other obstructions. A simple way to move a canoe on land is to use the suitcase method. So stand at opposite ends of the canoe and hold on to the grab handles and just walk the canoe into the water. Once on the lake, proceed slowly in rocky waters and shallow areas to avoid collisions with rocks. And while traveling, remember, do not run any rapids. All the rapids have portages around them, and portages must always be used for the safety of the wilderness paddler as well as for the proper care of a Kevlar canoe. And when stopped at camp or for a break, don't leave your canoe floating or partially floating in the water where it can scrape against the rocks and the waves. The abrasion is just very bad for the Kevlar canoe. Instead, empty the canoe and set it on land. And finally, at the end of the day, store the canoe tucked out of the wind, upside down, and tie it down so it doesn't blow away. Thanks for taking care of your wilderness canoe, and have a great trip.